everyone, how are you? It's Angela, of course, and it is Tuesday and time for a little video. Now, I was going to do a flip through of my Book Lovers Bliss journal, and I've just been waylaid with everything today. It's one of those days. I'm just having one of those weeks really where I feel like I'm on a go slow because we had a bank holiday yesterday here in the UK, and I might have zipped out and gone to IKEA and had a look around for some goodies that I needed for some storage bits for my bedroom, not really my craft room, but yeah, I don't know, that just didn't get much done after that, so I feel like I've lost a day. But anyway, I'm here today and going to show you some little bits and pieces that I've been working on that I'm going to put into that journal. But of course I'll do a very similar thing when I do the Spring Splendor journal as well. This is great for any journal, and I love this sort of phase because it's working with all those scrappy bits, whether it's fabric, paper, just the tiniest of scraps, and we're going to do something with them. So what you need to gather, your scraps, whether they're fabric, bits of paper, just anything, just grab them. All right, and especially little bits of ribbon, little bits of lace, little bits of fabric, paper, any of the elements you haven't used, go and grab it all. All right, so I'm going to show you what I did. Now, the first thing I did was, I've just got a little scrap of fabric here, and I love this fabric, is to cut these into tab sizes. Now, this is for the first one. So what I like to do is I like to have it about 2 inches by 2 inches. So that's 5 centimeters by 5. All right, if I convert it. Right, so I'm just doing it here on my board. 2 and 2 that way. I'm just going to show you one, and then I'm going to show you how I'm decorating these. So yeah, I've taken out all the little bits and I have cut them into little squares. So that's the first thing, and really easy. So there, we'll keep that. I don't think I can scrap that, but you never know. You never know. Could I? Maybe. All right, so we've got our little bits that are like that first of all. So these are great now, and have your fabric tack on hand or any fabric glue that you like to use. Oh, I do love messing around with this. It comes off so easily off that nozzle, not like my other one. Right, now ascertain which is the right side. I think that's the right side. Yes, it's paler here. And then what I do is I just put glue, this is very thin fabric, so you don't want to do it very thick. So I just want a little bit of glue up until the halfway mark, so 1 inch in width. Right, gonna just leave that in my sweetie jar there so that it's the right way up, and then you just want to fold that over. Okay, yeah, because you put a little bit of glue on, it's not going to come through there, and you can cut those off or fray the edges or whatever you do, but I'm going to just cut them off because haven't got time to sit and fray them, but I do like a frayed edge. Right, so there you've got your fold line, that I like to have on the edge if I'm going to stick it on a page. Now these are just like what I would do for page edges. So I've used quite a few of these, and I have made in all the colors that I had of the fabric sort of swatches that I put out for this journal, but any fabric bit's going to work that's going to go with your journal theme. Right, so we've got those, so not hard to do this. Okay, so you want to go and gather some of your little bits and pieces, and I have done so. So I've got some little flowers, which I've sewed little flowers on the inside. I just did this because I don't want to waste time showing you how to sew on a button, and I've sewn on one of the buttons. These are the tortoise sort of pearl shell buttons. I've sewn one of them on there. Little scrap of ribbon and a little element I cut out from one of the pages for this kit. So again, sweetie jar, come closer. I want to just going to use this as a base, and I think I've cut it to size. Have I? But just no, not quite yet. So these are just scrappy bits that I've thrown into a little container, one of my plastic containers, and I keep them all because I know I'm going to look for things when I am doing this sort of thing. So whether it's page edge strips, whether it's you know, page decorative edges or anything, I like to go and look in that scrappy pile. Right, we want to get that on there. I'm going to just cut off the edge. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take that little bit, love the blues in there, and I'm going to take these little flowers and very simply I'm going to just arrange them on there. So that's a really easy one, yeah, and it's going to look lovely when we put it on our page. Gosh, what's going on with the glue today? Right, get off my finger. I have put cream on, so it comes off your hands pretty easy if you do that. Right, so we want to get that on there, and it doesn't matter if it's going to peek over the edge a little bit, it all adds to it. I love a bit of peeking over the edge. You know, I'm not constrained by the edges of anything. Yeah, definitely not. Right, so these little flowers, I'm going to just put them on over there. And there's our first one done. How cute is that? Now when I'm going to put it onto a page, I'm just going to grab this that's lying here. Say this was the page edge. I would put it on just like that. So have it a little bit off. It's just going to decorate the top edge of a plainish page. It's going to really add to it. All right, so that's what I've got there. Now you can make these in different ways. So I'm going to just show you what I have done. So I've got this piece. I've got a little bit of lace, another scrappy bit. I'm going to put that down the middle here. You can do it to the side more if you want. And you can also tuck these under the page if you want, but I'm going to be putting them as I showed you. So I want to get some of that fabric tack on there. This little bit of lace like that. Yeah, cut that off. I suppose you could leave it if you want. Yeah, this is really fun to do. I was having a great time doing this. Another little flower, I've sewn on one of those buttons from the kit, so it picks up the colours. And then this little element of the scroll with the flowers, I've cut that out from the page, the background page. I'm going to move that up a little bit, and I'm going to put that, yeah, we want that a little bit over on that side and that over there. And I'm going to put a word in. So let's do the word before I get all this stuck down. Now, where's that little scrap? If you've got your scraps here, for example, sometimes I use book pages, which I've shared with you a lot. I keep the edges that I cut off. This is an Edith Holden one. You know, all these that are naturally tanned like that. And then these make great, because it's old pages, they make great little bits to stamp on. All right, so I would just take this off. Here's another one from something else. I keep all of that bit of tea stained paper, it's all in here. All right, so this is great for what I'm going to do now. So it's just a case of even this cream lacy paper that I use a lot. Now I've taken a piece of that and with my fingers, so for example, I would just tear off a bit, take the edges with my, just do it with my fingers like that, and you know, pull this off. Now older book pages are pretty fragile, like this one is. This is two stuck together, so I've got my work cut out for me here. Now it depends how scrappy you want it to look. If you don't want it as scrappy as this, then you know, then you can just tear it with your fingers accordingly. Yeah, so there I've done one that I've inked just very softly. I've really just tapped it. Half the time I don't put any ink on. Look at the state of it, but I hate the new ones. I like them when they're a bit worn. Right, so we've got a little piece of paper there. You could do the same with that, you know, or tea stain paper, anything like that. And then I like to use, you know, I like these stamps, and I use them often. And I always have to look what they're called. They are on my Amazon favorites. That's what they're called, contact clickable stamp set. All right, and they're amazing. And I've put together a word here already, books, because this was a book themed journal. So I thought, okay, I want to just get one of my ink pads here. I think I'm going to take that one is a bit, I'm going to go with this one. I'm just going to use the oxide. I'm not going to get up. I'm just doing this. So I've got books there, and I'm just going to tap it on there. Hopefully this is going to work. And you can always have a tester go on something beforehand. All right, so let's just try it on here. Okay, and that looks good. Right, so we can do it. So let's just dab that on there. Okay, and now we want to get that on there. There we go. Right, that can go back on the lid, and then we're just going to let that dry a bit. Oops, everything blew away. And then while that's drying, hopefully it's dry enough, I just want to tear off the edge there. Don't quite need it as long as I thought. All right, so we've got that stamped nicely. And that's how easy it is to make little words that you want. All right, I'll keep that. And now I can see, right, I've got my little flower bit there. I want to put that up there. I'm going to put that over there. And I want to get the books in here as well. Do make it difficult for myself, don't I? Right, we can put the books over the scroll a little bit maybe. Right, if we get that there, I'll put that a little bit there, and then this one a little bit over. Yeah, let's do it. Right, so this one's got to go down first. Just looking at my layers. So yeah, don't be afraid when you cut off the edge of book pages that you don't want because they're too wide or whatever. You know, don't be afraid to keep those bits because they make great little bits of paper for stamping on. Yeah, tea stain paper is another fantastic one as well. Right, so we just want to get this, just leaning it over slightly, little scroll there, and then the little flower with the button. Use up all those bits. Right, and then we've got our lace peeking through at little intervals, and there we go. So we've got another little one. Right, so we're collecting a few there. Right, what else do we want to do? Right, this is a cute one. So I've got some of this fabric went beautifully with the purples and the burgundies. And remember I talked to you about, did a video on cutting out shapes with your scraps of paper. So this is a scrap from one of the pages, just a 1-inch circle. These are the little, what do you call these, banner bits from some others that I've just thrown into a container. Now I'm going to just take this, ink around the corner and around the banners. So that's easily done, and you can do this as light or as dark as you like. You can do it with different colors, the inks, of course, anything goes. Right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to just take these, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue just on the top there, and this one as well. Okay, and then I'm going to just get that the angle I want. So I'm going to make a little rosette thing, and then this one we're going to do the other way, so something like that. Okay, how cute is that? I'm going to put it on there like that. This one we're not putting any lace on. We're going to do some other thing. And I'm going to put that just in the middle like that. Yeah, and then I have got another little word that I stamped onto some paper. I think this is tea stain paper, love. Oh, I went a bit over the edge there. Right, I'm going to stick that over the middle. Oops. And then this trim, I think I was given this. I think it's from one of the American hobby shops, but I think you can get this even on Amazon. I've just cut off one little bit here. So we're going to just put some of that on there, maybe a bit on there. I'm just going to get that at the top there. Right, so I've got this little pink one now, another little bit of lace. Is that the right length? Slightly longer, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. Right, so let's get some glue down again. I mean, you could do any kind of combination that you can think of, really, and just try or have fun just trying out different options. That's my suggestion. Another way to get out all the fabric that you have that's scrapped, you know, the scraps. A great way to do that is to keep containers for paper scraps and, you know, ribbon scraps and that sort of thing, or any kind of decorative trim. And then you can go and raid it from time to time. You could sit down and make loads of these in whatever you have, and just as mass makes, even if it's just the base on their own. Just do a pile of bases, you know. Right, here I've got that little typewriter element. I've got a little butterfly I found, and this is just one of the die cuts, which I think is from a piece of Valentine's or something. I'm going to arrange these something like this. So yeah, I've got all sorts of bits going on here today, but I encourage you to go and sit and make these things that I'm going to share with you, because I'm not just doing this, I've got one other to show you. Right, so let's get that bit down like that. Then we can get the typewriter, and the black just, you know, it bounces off the colors here, so it just stands out. Right, so I'm going to get that further down at an angle. Then the little butterfly I'm going to put on the top. Okay, now I didn't go quite to the end because I wasn't sure if it was going to stick out. Right, there we go. So there's another little one. You know, how sweet is that? Right, so we're going fast and furious here. Right, I got this little one now as well. Again, a little bit of lace, two little flowers. Again, I cut these from scraps, and another little element. Love elements, they are amazing. So go and look on your digitals for your background papers. If there are any elements in there, you know, cut them out, even from bigger pages. Right, so that's the rounded edge, so I want to get that this way. There we go. Nice cookie. Well, whenever I see this, I feel like chocolate chip cookies and tea. Oh, I do love a good cookie. Right, weakness. At the moment, I'm enjoying. I don't know if you know about Jaffa cakes, the rest of the world, but Jaffa cakes. McVitie's Jaffa cakes, that is. I'm very fussy. I love them, and I found some that were cherry flavored instead of orange. So it's got this orange jelly on like a dryish spongy base, and they are covered then with the jelly bits covered with dark chocolate, and let me tell you, it's lush. And a couple of those with a lovely hot cup of tea fixes anything. Absolutely. Go and do that with a lovely good book. You be in heaven. Right. Have I done one more of these? I've got to do one more. Then I've done one in each of the fabric types that I have. So again, got these, got two little flowers. Again, die cut ones, but if you've got punches, that video I did with what to do with scrappy bits of paper will, you know, that will stand you instead for what to do with all these little elements that I cut out, and I've cut them all out of scraps. Now another little piece of trim, I was gifted this is beautiful. I think it's antique. I'm going to just put it on here because it worked so well with the colors. So there we go. I just want to trim that off there. Okay, And then I've stamped this little book out with this. So it was just a stamp that I had. And my raspberry's leaking, and I think it's all over my hands. So I've put that there. So I've just stamped this onto a piece of paper and I've fussy cut it out. So go and fussy cut your stamps. That's another way to make your own elements. Right, I got a little tiny scrap of paper. It had a little bit of font and it was brown, and I love a little bit of that. So I thought, oh, let's bring that in. We'll stick that there. We'll add that on there like that. And I can't remember where I had these flowers, but they were on here too. So I think I'm going to just put them over there. Right, so let's start with the layers. Yeah, really easy little projects today, but these little things, I think they make all the difference when you are making a little journal. I really do. I think they just add to the edges of pages, but you don't only have to use them for edges of pages, which is what I'm going to show you in a moment. So let's get that a little bit up there. All right. And then I'm going to just grip this here. Okay. Hands are full of glue. That's okay. Right, let's get that there. And then this one as well. Now, if you really want to get fancy, let's get fancy. My little pearls. So just going to put one on top of that flower there. If I can grip it. There we go. How sweet is that? Another one done. All right, little pearls. So there we've got 6 little tabs to go onto the top of your pages. And then what I thought was I wanted to make some page ruffles because I still had bits of fabric. So, you know, all these sort of things, page ruffles. So these little bits, I tend to fold the top bit over just to get it a nice edge. These are going to find their way somewhere. I like to decorate them and just put a small little snippet of it on, you know, so some are longer and some are shorter. All right, so you can use those for all sorts of decorations. Now I made a sort of slightly fatter one here, so this one's about 1 1/4 inches in width, and what is this, about 2 3/4, and I've angled the end there. So I've got that, I've sewn that, and remember you can glue those, you don't have to stitch it. Then again, I had some broken die cuts because sometimes the die cuts break. Don't throw them away because look, I've cut those 2 pieces off. They were scraggly on the ends and I thought, oh well, I can do something with that. So these are 2 different kinds of pink and I'm going to stick those down. So this would go beautifully on the bottom of a page, or on a, you know, on a plainer book page pocket, or a tuck spot or something like that. So yeah, I love a ruffle as well. So yeah, don't throw the broken die cuts away. There's a use for everything. All right, so I'm going to just make this one a little bit lower and angle it. Right, and then what I did was I had another scrappy bits of paper. So that's the cream lace paper, and again some font. I've just chopped it off there. I had that, and then again I've cut out a little book element from one of those background pages, and again we've got our 2 little flowers. One is from a brown font paper and one's from a brighter pink piece. All right, so again I'm going to take these. I want to just arrange them here at the bottom. So I want to just get that little lacy bit underneath stick showing. So I'm going to get them sort of like that. So let's do that. Let's just do it. So yeah. So the smallest of paper pieces can find a use. So don't be put off by anything, you know, it'll all find a use. And this one's slightly higher, like that. Okay, so I like the contrast of those colors. Then that little book, I'm going to get it just over there like that. Yeah, stamps are a great way. If you don't have little elements to cut out, get your stamps, stamp them and fussy cut them out. they will look amazing. Now with this one, I want to just put close to the edge of the book here. So I'm going to do it here, and this one on top of that. I like to put a bit of glue on because I can't always trust that they're going to stick. And you know, if you've had them for a while, they tend to dry out. So just put on your glue. That's my word of advice there. So how sweet is that? So that's a ruffled one now. And then I've got one more to do. And I've taken this fabric again, made a ruffle of that, and used one of these creamer background. I think this is like a, I can't even remember what this came from, but any scrap that was lying in my tray, I just put it through my die cut machine. And this is just like the normal paper that I use, which is 160 or 60 pound weight. So, you know, it's not cardstock or anything, well, not thick cardstock. Right, so we can get that like that. And then I've got this little sprig, so we'll get that on. Oh, I'm dying for a cup of tea. Right. I haven't been feeling great lately, and that's probably why I'm feeling sluggish. I've had to change the food that I eat, so my daily diet, you know, not a slimming diet, just what I'm eating, and to make it lower in carbs. And I still have carbs, but less of them, because they were making me sluggish too. So, and I am diabetic, so, well, type 2 diabetic, and I've had diabetes for, gosh, as old as my daughter is and some, so 20 years. And I just need to get on top of it again, because it just it doesn't make me feel good, and I feel really tired. So I've changed my sort of eating choice pattern and choices, and very bad at not eating breakfast and stuff. So I'm making myself eat by 10 o'clock now, latest, because I'll go until 2 o'clock and not eat anything, and then I guzzle everything, you know, just because I keep myself so too busy. But I've got alarm clocks now for things, so that I can change that and make myself feel better, because it's just self-inflicted, you know. Right, how cute are those? And they would look gorgeous on a page. Let's just grab this bit here. How lovely would that look? Yeah, or just, you know, anywhere you want really. You could stick that onto a little pocket as well. I think these would look lovely. And then these up there just as, you know, tabs. All right, that's my little stint for today. I'm not going to say any more. You know, I want to get this book done. I'm hoping that it'll be done by the end of this week. So one of the videos, I want to get it behind me, because I've promised, and I've just got to get it done. All right, so bear with me, guys. It's just one of those days. I'm hoping to kickstart my bowing so I can move faster. Take good care of yourselves. Thank you for sticking with me and looking at my little project today. Go give this a try. It was lots of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Once you get into it, you know, it's sort of lots of ideas will come to hand, and you can get rid of all those scrappy bits. All right, until I see you on Friday, take good care of yourselves, and thank you so much. One very last important thing I need to tell you is I have restocked the lace bundles in my shop, so please go and have a look for those. They are in 2 variants, so go and check that out. And I still have a few ribbon packs and a couple of other bundles for the mini journal and ribbons. All right, so go and see. It's all in my website shop. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye bye.